Hello there, Lynx here, and welcome to another Sakura game. We are jumping into Sakura Alien 2, which been released, well, basically a moment ago, given when I'm recording, but yes, it's been released today, when it comes to day, overall. Well, if you haven't seen the first one, the playlist is down below in the description. And now for... let's jump to this one, to the second installment. Let's see what's gonna change. Even if I thought the story was quite finished there, but whatever. We'll see. Maybe something interesting. I've been obsessed with the vast unexplored recesses of space ever since I was a young boy. It was my older cousin Seiji, Sakura Beach reference, in case you don't know, who started, we played this one as well, who started me on my space obsession. He's a fanatic when it comes to the cosmos, and he used to take me out on camping trips in the sticks to observe the stars. Seiji talked about space so passionately to me, while sitting beneath the night sky, that I found myself falling in love with it too. I couldn't help myself. Seiji's about a decade older than I am, and though he's an average guy in many regards, his passion when it comes to the universe is the real deal. I think it's unnatural that I'd get hooked up on space and its many mysteries after hearing him pontificate on it so much. It's thanks to Seiji's early influence that I would end up enrolling at this university out in Tokyo, studying physics. I'm still in my first year of my degree, and I've had a lot of more work to do than I anticipated. I've been studying a lot since I started attending university, but that's nothing new. I've always been pretty devoted. I never went to parties back in high school. I mean, do Japanese high schoolers actually have parties? And I didn't have any experience with romantic relationships. What? Or many friends. I didn't think that would change after attending university, but I was wrong. Well, Sakura Alien 1 again. Back then I hadn't banked on meeting Akasaka Hiyori. Hiyori is a fellow undergraduate at my university, for she doesn't study physics like I do. Her area of expertise is literature. She's a year older than me, which makes her my senior, for she doesn't look older than I do. She doesn't act much older either. She's an effusively cheerful, bubbly girl who started paying me a special attention after she learned about my passion for space. Hiyori, as I later learned, was, and still is, in fact, the leader of the university's astronomy club. The club was in dire straits, since all its prior members had already graduated. Hiyori was the only one left. She was desperate to find new recruits for the club, else it would be shut down. She petitioned me to join her club for weeks on end, until I eventually gave in. I wound up becoming the second member of the astronomy club, and Hiyori and I became friends. Well, I divided my time between my studies and the astronomy club's activities for several months, but nothing of any real note occurred to distract me from my future goals. Because you were blind! The guy is a dense character, by the way, in case you don't know. So you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Hiyori would often show up outside my apartment to walk me to the campus, to the chagrin of my male housemates, but I never thought much of this. It wasn't like Hiyori and I were dating. I thought she was just being friendly, albeit aggressively so. I doubt I ever would have learned of Hiyori's real feelings for me if a truly cataclysmic event hadn't occurred last January. It was on a chilly winter's night when Haru and I were stargazing on the university rooftop that my humdrum life was turned upside down. Okay, is the very beginning going to be literally a recap of what happened in the first game? I met a real, genuine alien from another planet who just so happened to look like a beautiful woman. Luckily enough, this gorgeous alien introduced herself as Enna, the princess of a far-flung planet called Corvo. As a long-time admirer of Earthling culture, particularly Japanese manga, I mean, the correct approach, let's face it, Enna dreamed of escaping her dreary life of regal obligations and living like a normal human girl. One day she buckled under the strain and decided to run away from her home for good. She commandeered a spaceship, set its coordinates for planet Earth, and crash-landed quite literally onto my lap, which you can actually see. Wait a second. You didn't show a CG for our university friend. It sounds pretty unbelievable looking back on it, but it's all 100% true. I have it on the video. Check out Sakura Alien 1 if you haven't seen it. Or buy the game. I have no doubt in my mind that Enna really is an alien. She doesn't look that dissimilar from an ordinary human, but she's not like any other woman I've ever met before. Enna had nowhere to go after arriving on Earth, so I was obliged to take her in? She's been living with me during the last month and she's grown incredibly attached to me. She always refers to me as her darling, and she seems determined that we'll get married one day. Enna's clinginess was so intense that Hiyori, who'd had a crush on me for a while, quite unbeknownst to me, because I'm dense as hell, felt pressure into confessing to me too. I, who'd been routinely ignored by my female classmates back in high school, suddenly found myself being fawned over by two pretty girls. After giving matters some thought, I eventually decided to date... Oh, you bastards! That's how you want to play it with me here. That I decide how we ended the previous game. We got all the endings. So... Game, it's on you. Game, you have to decide. Just kidding. Anyway, you know what? Let's go with the way I started the endings back then, I believe. I actually don't remember how I went with the endings, but I will believe that that's how I did. We'll say now that it's Enna that we are dating. Yes. And we'll be after her when it comes to ending in this one. Because I doubt there's like only one ending here. Anyway, Enna, yes. I've always been fascinated by space, so naturally I would jump at the chance to date a genuine alien. Wait, wrong. Fuck, what am I saying? Hiyori. Hiyori. Ugh. She was the one we went after first. Whoops. Hiyori was the first friend I met at university. Without her, I never would have become a member of the astronomy club, and I doubt I would have met Enna. Hiyori's forceful, friendless? Probably friendliness annoyed me at first, but now I've come to accept it as a part of her caring, compassionate nature. Being with Hiyori always makes me smile, and she's an incredible cook, which is a huge point in her favor. If you say so. I don't know, like, I can cook myself, so... Besides, it's not like cooking is a deciding factor. Come on. Anyway, for my life took an unexpected detour. I'm happy with how things are going. Meeting Enna was an eye-opening experience, and I'm glad to know that intelligent life really does exist beyond the boundaries of our solar system. Spending time with her can be anxiety-inducing, particularly when my male housemates glower at me, but it's fulfilling too. I've been having a lot of fun, but... But? No buts! Darling, are you awake? Just give me a sec. I'll be up soon. No, darling, that just won't do. You have to go to university. It would not do to be late. I know that, but it's so cold. How to say, beneath the covers a little longer. That's me right now. I'm actually under the blanket. Oh dear. I do so hate to be the bad guy, but... If you will not rouse yourself of your own accord, then I must do it for you. Well, I think you are perfect as you are. I must do all might to shape you into a productive member of society. Yeah! Damn it! My warm, lovely covers, which were pulled over my body, are suddenly pulled away from me. My toes bared to the elements curling on themselves, and I shiver. I live in a pretty cruddy apartment, and the boiler's always on the fritz. It's not been working properly for the last week, and my room feels even colder than the Arctic tundra. It doesn't help that the walls are so thin, or that there's gaps in the window panes for the wind to sneak in. I'm so cold my teeth are starting to chatter. This must be how Napoleon's Grand Army felt when they invaded Russia back in 1812, and unfortunately, we know how it ended. Too bad that it didn't end in a better way. Holy crap! It's freezing! And a good morning to you too, darling. It's nice to see you so energetic. In case you don't know, this is not Haru. Anna. I blink, my vision blurry from sleep, and glance upwards. Now I can see the source of that mysterious voice that was speaking to me a few moments prior, and no, it doesn't come as much of a surprise. Anna is kneeling in front of me, wearing one of my button-up shirts. Bless the world for that. Her long, seafoam green hair spills over her shoulders, and her amber eyes are alight with joy. The shirt she's wearing is unbuttoned, the collar loose about her neck, and I can see a sliver of her cleavage protruding from beneath its loose folds of fabric. Her chest is awfully large, and given she's doing it for me, I've a pretty good view of it. And his body is incredible, even when festooned under an oversized shirt like mine, and let's not get into how adorable her face is. It doesn't matter how you slice it, Energy is gorgeous. But I have a girlfriend. Under normal circumstances, I'd be thrilled to be woken up by such a beauty, but as it is... Hey, no please, I'm freezing cold. Can you give me my sheets back? I'm sorry, darling, but that isn't possible. You need to get ready for university. I would walk around with a blanket, if it were me. Yeah, I figured as much. I sigh. The air is so frigid inside my apartment. It's a wonder my breath doesn't hang in the air like mist. And that's definitely gorgeous, but I'm having a hard time appreciating that when she's withholding me from my one source of comfort that might shield me from that rotten weather. That being said, it's hard to hold a grudge against her when she's smiling at me so guiltlessly. Why must the architect of my misfortune be so gosh darn cute? It isn't fair. Alright, fine, you win. I sigh, again, then pull myself into a sitting position. My hair is rumpled after a night spent tossing and turning, trying to get comfy beneath my covers, and my eyes are still gapped together with sleep. I rub them with the back of my arm, then survey Anna. She's still sitting on her haunches, my sheets gripped tight in her neatly manicured nails. At least it's not like a freaking, you know, super long that could destroy you. Anyway, she's only wearing my button-up shirt and there is quite a bit of her supple thighs on display. She should be even colder than I am, at least I'm wearing sweatpants, but Anna isn't shivering in the slightest. Her smile is so sunny, you could use it to fry a rolled egg omelette. Are you alright, Anna?
Of course I am. What a silly question. I'm better than right, in fact, because today is yet another wonderful day that I will spend by your side. I do so love being with you, darling.
I'm glad to hear it, but aren't you, Genie, wearing so little? You've not gotten dressed yourself yet.
It's fine. Your plan is colder than I'm accustomed to. It is true, but we Corvins are hardly species. A bit of frostbite is hardly enough to put me out of commission. Fortunately, staring at your sleeping face is more than enough to keep my internal temperature well regulated.
Wow.
I feel very hot when we are together. Your presence induces within me the most curious of chemical reactions. I doubt I will ever have cause to feel the wintry chill when I'm with you, darling. I love you after all. Nothing can cool my ardor.
Wait, I did change my choice to Hyori, right?
Achoo!
That was not a good one. Whatever. I've thrown. Anna's been doing a good job of acting unaffected, but she hails from a desert planet with a climate that's much warmer than Earth's. Plus, it is winter right now. I think the broken boiler is starting to do a number on Anna. I thought her objections were coming across as a touch too forceful, but that cough pinches it. Are you sure you're not cold?
I'm positive, darling. I'm absolutely fine. Please don't worry about me. As your future wife, it is my job. No, my duty to worry about. Sure.
Yeah, now there is no doubt about it. Anna's disposition is eternally cheerful, but not even that is enough to stave away the worst of this miserable weather. She's trying to tough it out, but she's ailing too. Well, thanks for being so considerate, but you don't need to push yourself too hard. There is no shame in being cold. I think it'd be stranger if you weren't. Given the broken boiler and your current state of dress, or lack of. And maybe you should have a quick shower, that might help.
Oh no, I couldn't. I would not want to delay your commute to university. Here we will be waiting for you, and your lectures are very important too. And true.
I mean, he tried to play it out nicely. Get her to shower, hide in the covers. Anyway, it's fine. You woke me pretty early. You've enough time to have a shower if you're quick about it. You won't cause any delays?
Well, if you're sure.
Of course I'm sure. I can't have you catching cold. Then why? Then who would wake me up in the mornings? I'd have to start relying on my alarm clock again. And that's nowhere near as pleasant a wake-up call as yours.
Oh yeah, you're quite right. I have been pushing myself these last few days, hoping to make your life easier. But perhaps I ought to be more concerned with my own welfare. I'm not infallible after all. I would hate to cause you any concern, darling.
Then have a shower. That will ease my worries.
Roger.
Anna gets to her feet, then offers me a salute.
I'll soap every inch of my body thoroughly until I'm nice and clean and sparkly from tip to toe. It should be a nice reprieve from the weather.
Not like you need to report about that, but okay.
Now,
Anna looks me over, smiling coyly.
would you care to join me, darling? You look like you could use this shower too.
Oh no, it's fine. The bathroom's not really big enough.
Oh, are you certain?
Anna pouts.
I think showering you would be fun.
I'm not wholly opposed to the idea myself, but it's in Anna's endorsement that the issue lies. Touring with her would be much fun. I should be able to make it to university on time, even with Anna in tow, if she hurries through her morning ablutions, but if we showered simultaneously, we'd almost definitely lose track of time. Anna is beguiling enough, wearing my oversized shirt. Yeah, she'd look even better without it, covered in soap suds. Soap suds? It's an appealing mental image. But no, I can't afford to daydream now. I'll shower this evening. What's wrong with you? So you go on ahead. Ladies first and all of that. Wait. Haru, are you telling me you are not going to shower in the morning? I'm sorry, what? What? What is wrong with you? I don't know, man. I need to shower twice a day at least. And by that I mean it's always twice a day basically. Unless for some reason I would be working out during the day, then you know, after that workout it's also another shower. I know, I like showers. Anyway, well, alright. Anna doesn't look wholly convinced by my argument. I think she's hoping I'd agree to her quite frankly audacious demands. But in the end, she capitulates.
I'll try to be quick. I'll see you later, darling.
You too, have fun.
I always do when I'm thinking of you.
Giggling, Anna retrieves her day-to-day wear from the floor, where she folded it the night prior, and leaves my room. Which is also her room now. The door closed behind her with a toot, enveloping my room in frigid silence. Anna might be gone, but her presence lingers. When I think of her, I can't help but smile. The question is, did you go to sleep? No, you didn't. I probably would. Anna showers and dresses in double quick time, while I throw on my clothes and set about gathering all the textbooks I need for the today's upcoming lectures. You need books for lectures? What? And I mean, I guess completely different field compared to mine, so. Anna and I then meet back up in my room some 15 minutes later and ask her a little dump from the shower, then set off outside. I've barely taken one step of my apartment, however, when I'm met with a cheery exclamation of,
Haru, it's good to see you. How are you doing this fine morning? It's really cold, isn't it?
Yeah. If you were in Poland, we would hear something completely different. And it's not the greatest language as well. It's a curse basically, but you would hear that. It's always the same text. I won't tell you unless you would want me to. But not today. Anyway,
I hope you're wearing a lot of layers beneath your coat. I should check just to make certain you're as warm and toasty as can be. Hiya!
let's go. My fellow astronomy club member Haru pounces upon me like a lioness might pounce on her prey. For unlike a lioness, Haru is very soft and not at all violent. Her arm winds about mine and, smiling, she peers up at me from beneath a sweep of long eyelashes. Haru lives in a fancy, well-to-do residential district that, as I discovered a while back, is actually closer to the university than the cruddy apartment I call home. It would make more sense if I met up with Haru outside her house, but she always meets up with me out here so we can walk to university together. Haru is very conscientious like that, almost overly so. My housemates certainly seem to think so, because they always glower when they see me with this lovely girl.
Just look at him.
Koichi, one of my aforementioned housemates, grouses in the background. He must have left the apartment a little after Anna and I. Now he's gotten front row seats to Haru's early morning clinkfest.
Wasn't Haru enough? She's been gagged over him from day one. and now he's managed to ensnare a babe like Anna. Life isn't fair.
Here, here! Another one of my housemates, Daigo, pipes up.
Why you got 2 girls on the go, Haru? Some of us don't even have one. Think about the rest of us before you start seducing every 18 to 21-year-old in the vicinity.
Okay, that's a good text, but, you know. You know. To be fair, he's so dense that he wouldn't do it. It's them that got him. So technically again, I chose that we are dating Hiyori here. So whatever.
The only girl who can bear to touch me is my sister, and she only ever does that to shove me to one side if I'm the way of the TV.
Wow. That beginning of the line, holy crap, that sounded dangerous.
I went back home after the winter break and she threw one of her shoes at me because I said her dyed hair made her look like a delinquent.
Ooh. Kosuke, you should introduce me. Anyway.
My little sister isn't cute at all. She's a menace.
I kind of have my doubts.
Goodness me! I'm very sorry to hear that you do not get on with your family, Kosuke. If you ever wish to talk about problems, you may vent to me. It is not healthy to remain quiet about such feelings.
Oh, I know. Kosuke sniffs.
You're such a good pure girl. Why? You're an absolute angel. I'm not an angel, as a matter of fact, but I did descend upon earth from the sky.
And ponders one hand beneath her chin.
So maybe I am a bit of like an angel after all. Yes, you are. You're amazing. Why do you always have to hang out around that jerk Haru anyway? He already has Hiyori. Look at that way she's clinging to him. You'd be much better off dating me. Wow, that's pathetic to say, not gonna lie. Or me. It's not like her that much better getting a girlfriend, but I don't want to be upstaged by a loser like Haru. What about you? I could always make you my girl if you want. I'd show you a good time, and you have my undivided attention. I'd make you second best. Thank you, Daigo, Koichi. This is very sweet of you. I appreciate your sincere, heartfelt offers, but I'm afraid I can't take you up on them at this moment in time. Or, well, in any moment of time, no matter how far ahead, in the past, it may be. Why not? Are you being good enough for you? It isn't a case of being good enough for me. I think you are all lovely in your own rights.
Really? She'd call Kosuke, who may or may not have decapitated his sister's childhood stuffed animals for fun, lovely? That's a bit of a stretch. I know Anna's the sort to look for the best in the others, but there comes a point where optimism merges into willful obtuseness.
But you are not like my darling, I'm afraid. Haru has stolen my heart, for not literally, thank goodness, and I cannot countenance being with any other man. He's the only one for me.
And me. Kosuke grimaces.
Damn it, Haru, it's not fair. What arcane art did you turn to become this popular? Tell me what demon you sold your soul to. I'm so desperate for a girlfriend.
Dude, you said you aren't.
I'd do anything to that one, and I do mean anything. I'd even be prepared to put up my own entrails to a passing god of death.
I don't know if death gods are renowned for handling matters of the heart. Or for that matter, whether they are even real. Anna is an alien, yes, but aliens are vastly more scientific than occult nonsense like death gods. Coming up next,
Sakura. Occult. Oh.
You know what? That would be good.
Wait, we haven't had any game where
A guy would try to summon some kind of demon wall, right?
there wasn't a Sakura game like that.
Wing Cloud? You're welcome. Anyway, and I didn't make an active effort to court Anna or Hiyori's feelings. It just happened.
How did it happen for? I don't get it.
It's not like there's anything special about you. You're a totally ordinary guy. You're even plainer than unseasoned tofu. What do an Antiori see in you?
That's a good question. It's a bit hard to quantify my feelings, but I guess I like Haru because he's so nice to me. And I like him because he's my darling.
Really? Is that all?
Do I need more of a reason to like him?
I guess no, but see. Kosuke pulls a face. Life is so unfair. Perhaps.
It's really chilly today, isn't it? I've heard it might even snow later tonight. Not that would come as a huge surprise. Woohoo! It was snowing last night too.
And yet, no snow around. I guess, like, the city workers are fast with dealing with that. Good job, Japan.
Did you see Haru, Anna? Yeah, I did. I was looking out the window at all the white flakes which were falling through the sky. It was awfully pretty, but it was very cold too. I've been wearing the 3 pairs of pantyhose about the apartment lately, but I was still shivering.
Really? 3 whole pairs? Yeah, our boiler's not been working this last week. Which makes me wonder, wait. Okay, I mean, I guess houses in Japan might... I mean, it's an old house as well, from what he said. Are they being heated differently? Because, you know, in the apartment I am in, it is not any kind of boiler or whatever. And then I think back in the day in the house we had a boiler for water, yes, but to heat up the rooms and so on, we had a furnace. Yeah, I remember chopping wood a few times. Anyway.
Again?
Hiyori frowns.
Didn't it break down last month too?
It happens on a semi-regular basis. Our apartment is very cold. At least the pipes haven't sprung a leak or started to freeze. That would be truly disastrous. Yeah. Anna, Hiyori and I chatter to one another companionably while we walk down the streets. It's a pitiless cold morning. If our conversation about the weather didn't make that wholly apparent, and my teeth chatter with every step I take. My breath, when it escapes from my lips, hovers in the air like steam from a sauna. My hands are jammed deep in my pockets, but not even that can combat the worst of the cold. Hiyori gave me a few adhesive warming pads, which I stuck discreetly to my chest and my back, which help a little, but my extremities are all frigid. It's a pretty miserable morning, really. It would be at least if it weren't for Anna and Hiyori. Their company is doing a lot to distract me from my weather-related woes.
I understand why your landlord doesn't do anything to fix the boiler.
Hiyori's indignant remarks draw me out of my musings. She's calling on my behalf, her own arms folded.
Isn't it illegal leaving you and your roommates to freeze like that? It's no wonder Koichi, Kosuke and Daiga are always in such poor moods.
Wait, there were 3 of them?
Maybe. I'd be angry too if I had to live in an apartment like yours.
I don't know if it's the cold that's bothering them really. You heard what we were saying earlier, they are more hung up over my newfound success with the ladies.
Yeah. They've never been very supportive of our friendship, have they? I feel sorry for them.
Hiyori sighs.
They must be awfully desperate if they're pinning after my attention.
What do you mean? You're freaking amazing. What are you talking about, Hiyori?
Girl, you're attractive as heck. I was never very popular back in high school. My classmates always teased me.
Bastards.
I don't think anybody would have asked me out then, save as a practical joke.
Idiots. Come on, you're selling yourself short. I castigate Hiyori, albeit gently. If I weren't concerned that my fingers would fall off, owing to the bitter cold, I'd flick her forehead too, just for good measure. I think you're pretty, Hiyori, and more than that, you're a nice person to hang out with. You're easy to talk to, considerate, and you're great at cooking. It's not at all surprising that Koichi, Kosuke, and Daigo are into you. Kind of. Though I don't like the fact they are. If it were me in his shoes, I would not like that, that's for sure. Your classmates back at school must have been blind. Yeah, not to notice what a cat you are.
Oh, goodness me.
Hiyori's cheeks turn an adorable shade of pink, despite the wintry wind which toys with the hem of her coat and her choppy hair.
Do you really think that?
Of course. I wouldn't say if I didn't.
I concur. You're a very nice person, Hiyori. You're one of my best friends on this planet, and I consider myself fortunate that I met you. Were my heart not wholly enraptured by my darling, I would probably fall in love with you myself. I think you're being a bit too kind. But hearing that does make me feel better. Thank you. Anytime. Isn't that what friends are for?
You'd think, I muse, as I walk alongside my two companions, there'd be more animosity between Enna and Hiyori, given they both have a thing for me, but I've never seen them argue. Once. Their relationship is remarkably cordial. Enna professes her fondness for Hiyori all the time, and Hiyori is only too happy to follow suit. I think it's nice that they got along so well. It makes spending time with the two of them doubly enjoyable. We continue to talk for several minutes more, until we reach our first destination during the morning commute. We pause by a homey bakery called Melty Bread. It's an unusual name for a melty bread for a business, but who am I to judge? Its windows full of delicious looking cakes and pastries. Which one is it?
It looks like we have arrived at my workplace. Thank you for escorting me as always. It is very good of you. Oh, you don't need to thank us. It's no big deal.
This place is on the way to the campus. It's not like we have to take any detours to get here.
I'm aware, but I appreciate it all the same. You two are both so good to me. It's not hard being good to you, Anna, when you're so cute. You look particularly double in your little maid outfit.
Anna, wait, what? What? There wasn't a maid outfit in the previous one, I believe. Or is my mind not correct right now? I think there wasn't, right? Games. Let's see. CG's from Sakura Alien. No. She was getting new clothes, but there was no maid outfit. CG where? Anyway, and as it happens, landed the job at the bakery a couple of weeks back. She was determined to contribute to my household finances, and after canvassing the streets for a while, she was able to score herself a position at Melty Bread. Anna works from Mondays to Fridays during the hours where Hiyori and I are attending our university lectures. Anna isn't enrolled at our university herself. I'm afraid the process would be complicated by her status as a literal alien, so she can attend any seminars or lectures as a proper student. But she could enter them anyway. It's actually pretty easy. Scarily enough. I don't know if it's good that it's so easy to actually enter. But whatever. At least here. Anyway, I think that's another reason why she chose to get a job. It gives her something to do beyond mooching about in the university library day in, day out. When her shift finishes up, Anna usually stops by the astronomy club room on campus to go stargazing with Hiyori and I. While she's not a proper student or an official club member, I've come to regard her as one over the last few weeks. Anna is an important part of the astronomy club. Without her, the club would feel horribly lacking. She gauges the stars with gusto, and she plays board games and eats Yori's famous hot pot with even greater enthusiasm. There is never a dull moment when Anna's around. Have a good day, alright? I'll see you later at the club room. Provided you feel like coming over.
That should go without saying, darling. When do I even pass up on the opportunity to spend time with you? I hope you do have similarly enjoyable day. May your studies be fruitful and may you take a lot of useful notes.
Wow. What a line.
Well, I was planning on to sleep through my first lecture of the day.
Yuri smiles bashfully.
But now you've cheered me on. I feel all fired up. I'm going to really give it my all.
You should be doing that anyway, with or without Anna's support. Otherwise, what's the point in going to university at all? Maybe they are actually taking attendance, so to mark yourself to have it. That's it. I don't know about others, but that's how I passed some exams. I was on the lectures. There.
Oh, 100% attendance? That's a 5.
Which is the highest mark, by the way. Anyway.
You've got me there.
Which was useful because, let's face it, the theoretical exams, pointless. Yuri and I both wave goodbye to Anna, for the present at least, then resume our community once she's entered the store. Sorry for yawning, but it's late. We walk together in silence for a while, our souls tapping out a regular rhythm against the sidewalk. The wind is bitingly cold, but it feels less so when I'm with Yuri. She glances at me, her choppy hair fluttering about her cheeks, and then says,
Anna's very sweet, isn't she?
I don't think there's any doubt about that. She's so cheerful it's almost frightening.
Frightening, you say?
She's so smiley all the time, she seems oblivious to all of life's ills. She didn't even seem to realize how cold it was in our apartment, what with the busted heater and all, until she started coughing.
Oh dear, I hope she hasn't come down with a cold.
She seems fine now, after having a warm shower. She hasn't been coughing since. Good. In this situation, tea, it's not a juice because it has like a consistency of a syrup, so let's say syrup basically. I'm usually going with wait, which flavor am I going with? I don't remember. But yeah, there are quite a few, but it's good. Plus some lemon and honey. You're good to go. Anyway. Basically when it's cold and I go running, right, in the evening, when I return, I drink this immediately to not get sick. Even for at least once a year, I get my throat messed up anyway. Whatever. I do worry about her though. She pushes herself too hard. I don't know what would happen to her if she did get ill. It's not like I'd be able to take her to hospital. She looks like a human, but her inner workings might be totally different to ours. That would definitely raise suspicions. I mean, you can talk about that with her, first of all.
Well, she seems alright for the present. It should be okay, but...
Yuri giggles.
You must care about her a lot to fuss over so much?
Well, of course I can. She'd be totally lost without me.
You're not wrong about that? She's awfully clingy, but I think it's rather sweet.
And you're sure you're not jealous? I'd be.
Not at all. Why would I be when we all get along so well together? I don't begrudge Anna for taking up your time, not when being with her makes you so happy.
Is that apparent?
It's very apparent. You smile a lot more now, than you used to. You've become very expressive since you met Anna.
I ponder, my hands jump deep in my pockets. Do I smile more now that Anna's around? I'm not sure. It's not like I pay constant attention to my reflection, nor to the twitching of the muscles in my mouth. Haru does pay a lot of attention to me, for she's definitely my closest friend at university and the most aware of my emotions. If she thinks I've been smiling more, she must be right. I guess it trunks. I've been feeling happier since I met Anna. She's made my life so much livelier simply by existing. I'm turning this over in my head like a piece of beef over a grill at Korean barbecue when a high-pitched, distinctly feminine cry draws me out of my musings. I look about the street for the source of the noise, my eyes wide. It doesn't take me very long to detect it, either.
Look there, Haru! Oh, that poor woman!
Hiyori must have spotted what, or in this case, who, caused the disturbance, because she's pointing it out to me, for not literally. Pointing under circumstances such as these would be pretty rude. Hiyori doesn't really need to tell me to look there, for I'm looking already. For looking might not be the most appropriate word. I know it's not very gentlemanly, but I can't stop myself from staring. Ooh, let's go! I like her already. A woman is sprawled on the sidewalk, a few paces away from Hiyori and I, her legs spread in an ungainly manner. Her eyes are wide, her mouth agape, her face, for pale, is flushed cherry blossom pink with embarrassment. This woman's age is a mystery, but at a glance I'd peg her to be a little older than Hiyori and I, in her mid to late 20s or so. I don't know very much about women's clothes. My interest lies in the far-flung creatures of space, not the contents of glossy fashion magazines, but even I can tell this woman's wardrobe choices are stylish. She is clad in dark hues, from her charcoal-colored sweater to her tight black shirt. Her long, shapely legs are encased in patterned pantyhose, and her long coat, which gapes open about her voluptuous chest, is lined with fur. Her feet are clad in a pair of very high, very precarious-looking heels, which, given how icy the streets are thanks to the recent snowstorms we've been having, is probably how she ended up in so compromising of a position. She must have fallen over. Well, I mean, she's on the ground. So yeah, I hope she didn't twist her ankle.
Oh dear.
The woman winces, one hand rubbing her behind.
That really was quite painful. How embarrassing.
Her blush turns deeper still as, raising her head, her gaze meets mine. She must have caught me staring. It would probably be better for her pride if I'd walked on by Hiyori, though pretending I hadn't spied her, but that's no longer possible. I can't play dumb anymore. Now that it's come to this, I feel obliged to help her. Oh. What a pain. Oh well, I wasn't going to ignore her anyway. This one. Let's help her, why not? I guess it doesn't really matter that she's seen me. I was going to lend her a hand anyway. I'm not the sort of guy who'd simply ignore a woman who's suffering. I only hope she's not too badly injured. Excuse me, miss, but are you alright? If you can't stand, you can take my hand, let me help you.
No, it's fine. I can get up on my own.
The woman persists stubbornly. Maybe she's too proud to accept help from somebody a lot younger than she is, but her attempt to stand of her own volition soon meets with failure. Unable to find purchase on the slippery sidewalk in her high heels, her behind hits the ground with yet another toot.
Ow! Ow!
I'm not the one in that woman's shoes.
Thank goodness.
I'd never be able to walk in them, but her embarrassment is so palpable, I can feel it. I'm starting to feel ashamed on her behalf. It doesn't help that even the spread of her legs and the shortness of her skirt, can see her pants to eat there. Not that I'm staring, of course. It's not my fault that I happened to catch a glimpse of a black wispy lace during her second stumble.
Oh dear, I can't believe this is happening to me. I must look like such a fool.
It's alright. I try to console the woman, while forcibly moving my gaze up from her crotch to her face. There is no sense making her more embarrassed than she already is. We all fall over from time to time. None of us are impervious to it. It's particularly bad for it today, it being so slippery.
Are you sure?
The woman's eyes bore into mine, seeking reassurance as a child might.
You don't think I'm a fool, do you?
No, I don't. I might reconsider that thought if you refuse to accept my help. I can get you back on your feet in no time. It really isn't any bother. The woman pulls her face, as though she's just bitten into a lemon.
It is somewhat humiliating, relying on a boy as young as you for 8.
So that is what's bothering her. I already figured as much, but it's nice to have it confirmed.
But it is very slippery, and these shoes aren't at all practical.
Dude, bite yourself. Bite yourself in the talk. I know you want to ask, then why are you wearing them? Don't ask.
I wanted to make a good first impression during my job, so I dressed up a bit. I suppose these clothes aren't suitable for the winter months, however. I hadn't counted on it being so cold in this country. It is such a bother, but I suppose this is not the weather's fault. I was short-sighted. I'll admit my mistake for the present, and,
By the way, she has like those triangles on her face, right? This is a bit like what Anna has. Do you think she's an alien as well? Anyway, the woman serves me, her dark eyelashes fluttering. Her face, I note, is carefully made up. Her eyes lined in black. Her lashes artificially long. No! Don't do that, woman. Don't do that. Don't do things like that. We don't like this. It's not looking good. Her cheeks have been dabbed with white foundation and her lips are outlined in purple. Seriously, woman. Listen to the guy here. Eyelashes? We don't pay attention to them. But we notice when they look like you are from a circus. So don't do anything artificial to them. God damn it. I get with the makeup, whatever, but not... Don't put like artificial crap on it. It's an interesting lipstick choice, but... Actually, purple is nice. But I think it suits this woman. It matches the lining of her coat. She looks a bit like a fashion model. She's certainly pretty enough for it.
I suppose it should be fine if I accept your help just this once. Thank you for being so considerate.
It's no problem, really. Here. Ooh, she is cute.
And that outfit? Yeah, let's go. This is it.
I help the woman up, then once I'm sure she won't stumble again, take a few steps back. Do you feel alright now? Can you stand on your own?
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm just a bit shaken.
You haven't hurt your ankle?
I don't think so.
The woman shifts on the spot, twisting her legs hither and thither. I can't see any telltale sparks of pain flicker her face, which seems to be a good omen.
I don't seem to have any bruises either, thank goodness. The only part of me which sustained any significant damage is my pride. I hope nobody else saw that. I think you're good. It's just me and Haru around here. Nobody else should have seen you. That is relief, I suppose. I do wish you had not been there to witness my humiliation either.
The woman sighs.
Oh well,
It would have been worse. I'm grateful you came to my aid, young man. Not that I really needed your help. Oh my god. So not only she's a bit older, she's also tsundere. I would have been but fine, just fine on my own, really. I'm a mature, responsible adult after all. I'm more than capable of looking after myself. The woman pouts, her cheeks puffed out, and turns her nose up in the air. She might call herself a mature, responsible adult, but her current conduct isn't particularly grown up. There is quite the contrast between her sophisticated appearance and her easily flustered nature, but I think that's pretty cute. Now, I shall take my leave. Please erase what you witnessed from your memories. You do not see me fall over, do you understand? I would never do anything so inelegant. That never happened. So saying, the woman marches off, her high heels striking against the sidewalk with a series of aggressive tucks, like the advancing second hand of a clock. She wavers as she walks, like the stalks, and I worry she might stumble and fall again, but to my relief she's able to keep her balance. It looks like one crisis has been averted. I'm relieved, but on the other hand... That was quite the interesting reaction. I watch the woman's back, my hands buried anew in my pockets as it recedes into the distance. She seemed appreciative enough at first, but then she started acting so moody. I hope I didn't do anything to offend her. I doubt it. You acted just as any good Samaritan should, Haru. I don't know. Would a good Samaritan use a woman's misfortune as an opportunity to take a peek at her pantsu? I mean, it's not like I was staring on purpose. At least I don't think I was. But I can't erase the image of her free lace undergarments from my mind. Their image has been seared there, as though by a branding iron. Did the woman see my eyes wander? I hope she doesn't think I'm some kind of pervert. Not that it matters, I suppose. I doubt I will ever see her again. You just dropped a flag, man. She was so beautiful. I agree. Yuri sighs wistfully. Her figure was to die for. She was so tall and willowy. I bet she could be a runaway model. I'm pretty plain and ordinary in comparison. No, you aren't. I don't think I'll ever look like that, but it is strange. What is? I have a vague feeling that I've met her somewhere before. But it seems unlikely. She didn't recognize me and I can't place where I might have seen her. Maybe she is a model. You might have seen her in a magazine. Maybe. While Harry ponders, I extricate my phone from my pockets. I know what time it is. I'm acutely aware that my first lecture of the day starts soon and I don't want to be late for it. I'm an honor student and I always try to show up to my lectures early. What? You're supposed to be 15 minutes late, man. That's my policy. Checking my phone tells me, alas, that I only have 10 minutes to hurry to campus or I'll break my perfect attendance streak. I was late, at least in the morning, or basically every lecture. Like 15 to 20 minutes. Oh, it's you. I might as well tick you on the attendance list as well. Anyway, checking my phone tells me I was on every lecture basically, but I was late. Anyway, checking my phone tells me, alas, that I only have 10 minutes to hurry to campus or I'll break my perfect attendance streak and I read that line already. Crap! I groan. That debacle took more time than I thought. We need to get going. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I only want to be late. Let's head off then. Right. Wait, you wanted to sleep on the first. I stuffed my phone back into my pocket and together Yuri and I hastened through the streets. All thoughts of the mysterious woman who may or may not be a fashion model evaporate from my mind during my trek. There are more important things to worry about in life than pretty women and their pantsu, and I think physics ranks chief among them. Kosu will probably say my priorities are messed up, and he might have a point, but we all have our passions. Space will always be mine, no matter what happens. I'm nothing if not devoted. You know what? There's been already a lengthy episode. We'll end it here. We don't want to cover this game like too fast. I'm already giving you an hour-long introduction. That's pretty odd. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Or so I would like to say. But, you know, it's a working day tomorrow, so I need to actually get some sleep. I'll render this, and I might actually even upload it earlier than usual. Maybe we'll get 2 videos today. We'll see about that. Anywho, Sakura Alien 2, this was the introduction to it basically. Hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I guess we had the introduction of the third girl. That might be a possible romance option. Nice. A tsundere. Nice. Kind of gothic, I would say. Nice. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. And if you do too, consider subscribing if you haven't already. That way you will know when the next episode of Sakura Alien 2 will be out. Of course the game is on Steam. It's also linked in the description. So you can buy it yourself too. You can tell me what you thought about the new girl in the game. Yeah, she's pretty attractive, right? Anyway, oh yeah, there's also Twitch, Instagram, Twitter to which you can go, and on Twitch sometimes Gorilla stream. That's it. I'm going to quickly edit this a little bit. In the morning I will put it out, publish. But before I publish and upload, I will sleep. Yes, that's the plan. Anywho, have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you tomorrow as well. Bye bye.